Sounds good. Okay. Well, tēnei te mihi nui kia kōrua. Ko Jay Tihima tōku ingoa. My name's Jay. Good to see you both. Welcome to our monthly Deep Roots meeting. Still love the name, by the way. I think it's awesome. Oh, and there's Destiny too. Hey, Destiny. And obviously just a reminder of we're abiding by the CNCF Code of Conduct, which means we just agree to honor and respect and be awesome to everyone else. And yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, a few things to cover. I dropped a bunch of ideas in the channel earlier, but of course we can just go with the flow. As I said, I'm just sort of getting back into the mix and the rhythm of things. That's all good, Destiny. Subs working okay? Can you hear and follow us okay? I transcribed.
Okay, that's just probably needs to be enabled. Can you
Okay.
follow us okay, Destiny, with the captions? I think it just started. Well, let's hope it is, and typing is probably slower on a mobile too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna type right now.
Oh, awesome.
Great.
But I thought to kick off briefly, if everyone's cool with it, is to take a couple of minutes just to connect or reconnect with one another. Here in New Zealand, as our people, as Māori, we like to engage in a process called whanaungatanga, or in some places waka whanaungatanga. Whānau basically means family, and it's just an opportunity before we get into any sort of like formal proceedings or hui meetings, is to just sort of go around and introduce ourselves and one another and just basically get to know one another a little bit more before we get into any of the mahi or the work itself. And so in the channel, I dropped in if there's anything that you might like to share a little bit more about yourself, if it's just the general sort of stuff about the work you do or your role or any of that sort of stuff, it's fine. But I also suggested maybe sharing something about perhaps your home or your culture or your reason for being a part of Deep Roots, any of that sort of stuff. And it can be super light, like I said, your favorite food or something like that that sort of helps shape who you are, or sort of perhaps a deeper sort of underlying motivational causes for doing what it is that you do. So is there anyone that would like to kick us off? Otherwise, I'm happy to. Oh, cool. All good. So yeah, so huri ahau ngō Ngāti Apa me Ngāti Tūwharetoa. So I belong to Ngāti Apa and Ngāti Tūwharetoa tribes here in New Zealand. And I was reading through some of the minutes and stuff from some of the past meetings, and it got me thinking as to why I was so excited about why an initiative like Deep Roots had sort of come together. And it reminded me of an event last year, and I'm just going to drop it in the chat and hopefully it works. So this was from a hikoi or a march that took place around November last year. Did those images come through? Cool.
Yeah.
And media said around 30 to 40,000. Some people who are involved said it was almost double that. But basically, that's a whole bunch of people marching against our parliament, our government, because they were trying to introduce a bill that was one of the founding documents of the country that would essentially undermine the rights of Māori. And that document called the treaty or the Te Tiriti o Waitangi was all about having a partnership between all our peoples and ensuring that everyone had equitable rights. And our government didn't think it was a great idea. And so, yeah, I think we're still seeing a lot of that under our current sort of situation at the moment. Although there's a few challenges and things. What is sort of encouraging is that there's a lot of hope and rallying in terms of what we can do to respond to that and ensure the rights of our people. And I saw Deep Roots as some sort of reflection of that as well. So yeah, I just thought that was a little bit relevant and yeah, sparked something for me. So thank you. Kia ora.
I just wanted just to say as well, it just shows that the struggle that we're seeing, like mostly in the news for a lot of us, is like what's happening in the US because it's so kind of like over the top, but it's like it's really a global thing and it's like happening everywhere, right? So we're yeah, which is kind of like terrible. So it's like not unique to any region. Obviously, we all know that, but yeah, so thanks for sharing. Because like I think like with the stuff that's going on here, that kind of stuff does not make the news here because people are so consumed about the craziness here. So yeah, it just makes it even more relevant, you know, we're all kind of in it together, right? Like no matter where you are, you're literally on the other side of the world, right? So it's like, and people,
And
yeah.
yeah, 100%. I think apparently there were some other nations who sort of were following it and joined in. I know there was some similar marches in Australia and some of the islands and apparently even Hawaii. So I'm not sure it was, again, probably didn't make the news or anything, but yeah, some of those who have been paying attention to what's going on down here as well, sort of supported in their own way too. So I thought that was pretty awesome. So yeah. So would
Yeah.
anyone else like to introduce themselves or share anything? And like I said, it doesn't have to be that heavy, but
Yeah, I can go next. I mean, like, obviously, I'm an ally, right? So I'm here to support, very sympathetic for all the things that are going on and like the struggles. And like, yeah, as I always say, like, no minority can bring change on their own because they are a minority. But like, if we all stick together, we are a majority. And I feel really strongly about that. So I think, yeah, kind of like, yeah, just connecting people first, like people with similar kind of backgrounds, like the deep roots, but then also like, and I'll come later on to the merge forward thing where you have like different diversity groups who have like different struggles, but like what can we learn from each other and how can we maximize that as well. Yeah, so I think that's like, I mean, you probably know that I'm passionate about that. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. But yeah, so yeah, that's me. I guess
beautiful. Thank you.
Chris.
Yeah, I can go next. So my intro to tech has been interesting. I kind of started and stopped quite a few times in my career. I think back to when I learned engineering. I went to school for computer programming and took 2 years of COBOL of all languages. And the whole idea was for me to save everyone from the whole Y2K bug. So that's what it kept drilling into my head. And I never really did anything with it after that and stopped for some time. Then around the time mobile development became big, I jumped back into it and started toying with Java, building Android apps. And since then, I've pivoted to DevOps engineering, which is where I currently reside as my role. But one of the main reasons why I jumped into a community like this is just during my journey, I rarely ran into people who look like me and felt myself being the only type of person or the only person who looked like me in these rooms. And even to this day, that still happens quite often. And it can be mentally taxing because you just feel alienated in a room of others when you're the only one. So just want to do something to build that community and show people that it's okay to step out and be different and just join together.
That's beautiful, man. Thank you so much for sharing. Awesome to meet you too.
Same here, Jay.
I assume it will be difficult for Destiny. So if you do wanna and have time to kind of like click or whatever, let us know.
Yeah, I can introduce myself. I will put on camera, but we're recording, and I got my son on my lap, and he's a whole mess. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Destiny. I used to be co-chair for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing group. But I also lead the sign language glossary currently with Jay and a few others. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm a web developer. I'm self-taught. I didn't go to school or go down the education route. And I also teach deaf kids how to code with Deaf Kid Code. I go all over the United States and now worldwide. I basically like the stages of the kids. If they're in elementary or middle school, I do introductory, and then if they're in high school and in college, I kind of like sort of prepare them for like the real world, like help resumes and turn it into a portfolio. Just kind of get them ahead because a lot of times I wish I had that. So I do a lot of that, and I also do a lot of advocacy, just helping other deaf people get whatever resources that they need because it might not be publicly accessible. So I try to make that bridge to make sure that we are getting everything that we are needed in any position that you're in tech or even in the medical field or any job position really. And also anything else you would need help with, like getting a job, looking for housing, looking for any type of resources, because a lot of those times those resources are not accessible. And what I mean by that is like I can't go inside a building and ask for information without an interpreter. So I kind of like make sure all the companies are well aware how to provide those resources more accessible to us. And that's basically it. And I'm a mama four, and my life is wild.
And they're really cute. I've seen them.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that too. I'm just checking out your website, which looks awesome. A lot of my work as well involves working with young people, those who are in school, those who are out of school, those who are figuring out, either have a really clear idea about what they want to do in and around tech or no idea at all. So this is all really very cool to see. And I'm a dad of 4 too, so that's
Oh, 4 as well.
yeah, they're all teenagers now, so yeah,
Oh, wow.
keeping me busy. So
Youngest and oldest, what is the age?
Awesome.
youngest and oldest. So my boys are 18, 16, and 15, and my girl is 14. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I know Destiny has like, is your baby still a baby? I don't know, time flies, and then but the other ones are a little older, right?
My kids are younger, but they're close in age, just like Jay. My oldest is 8, and Nathan is 6, 3, and 1.
Oh yeah, 1. So yeah. I remember
Yes.
when the
I just
1-year-old was
started.
4.
Awesome, awesome. Oh, thank you all for sharing. That's yeah, very cool. I really appreciate it. Yeah, cool way just to connect before we get into it. So I said I've dropped, sorry, I lost my page real quick. Dropped some things in there as far as a bit of a agenda. But I said we can go with the flow around whatever the team thinks is most pertinent at the moment. But Catherine, did you want to touch on some of the stuff around the job boards things and some of the stuff from last meetings?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Curtis, you added yourself too, because like the job board, yeah, I think basically the idea was that we create something where we all have like wherever we have someone from this group who works at currently as a company, and they have like a career page to put it there, and they're willing to talk to someone, they should add themselves to this list, right? And basically the idea is, if someone from this community is interested in looking for a job, they can see like, oh, here are like jobs from people at companies where we know people, and where someone is actually willing to kind of have like a quick meeting with me and kind of discuss it. And that gives people an edge, right? It's like, how do you give people, because like you're always like if you have some background information, it gives you an edge, right? Like in the interview, you know what to look for. Maybe you get some information about the team and so on. And so privilege is all about edges, like having an edge, right? Like historically, people with privilege have had an edge because they know more people. And so it's like, basically, how can we do this, like, yeah, within our group? And so we did share that, and I was a little disappointed that we got more thumbs up than people actually signing up. I was like, okay, so if you like it, why are you not putting your name down? And I don't know how to, because I feel like it is like a really easy, low effort way that can, over time, can have a real impact if we're using this, right? Like I think we have 80 people in the Slack channel. Obviously not 80 people, all 80 are actively looking. Some people just join and then they never look at, but like I don't know how many check regularly. But I just do feel like this is like a very easy way to kind of give people a little edge in something, and that over time it may have like, if our group grows and it's more thriving, more people join, it could have a real impact. And I think it could even have a more of an impact than official DEI efforts that are now all cut here in the US anyways. But it's like, because it's like because it's more than like, oh yeah, we're diversity and whatever and we have these programs. Like, no, because actually people are actually helping other people, like people from the community, or coaching, helping people prepare for that particular interview for that company and so on. So we have a few here, but I'm not really sure how to yeah, get it rolling. I think one of the things that we discussed last time, or I wasn't here last time, so, but the one before maybe, is what would be good, and I don't know, do we have the ability to do, probably not, like set like bots to remind, because it would be good if like there is like a chat, like a bot that once a month kind of sends a reminder, hey, here is the job board. If you work at a company and you're willing to chat to someone interested in a job at your company, add yourself on the list. If you're looking for a job, check it out. Like it would be cool to have that. Do you know if not being I know you can do it with Slack, but none of us are admins. Do you have to be an admin to do that? Probably, right?
In my experience, that you had to have admin access.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe that's something
but
we can ask the CNCF, if it's like something like that. I feel like it's such a
no, I do think this job board is a great opportunity. I know in my job searches in the past, most of the time it's a lot easier if you have a contact, because then that person can give you like a little insider information. Like I know for my company, for most job postings, they don't list who the hiring manager is and who the recruiter is, but I can see that internally. So that's information that I could give someone a heads up or a leg up, just so that way they know their application isn't just going into a pile. It can actually get to the person who's actually doing the hiring.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's like. You can give a little edge that can make the total difference.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
yeah, let me put, but I think like maybe a good start is, because if you have like the reminder, people might, I mean, we had a few people adding themselves, but it's like if it's a monthly thing, people will see it over time. I will
Yeah.
add myself an action item for me.
And I also think that's a good idea because it may get more engagement with the meetings as well. I know for me, I've added this to my official calendar, so I see it pop up all the time. But if someone hasn't done that, maybe that reminder in the chat would get more people to join more regularly.
Hmm. That's cool. Sorry, my Google's freezing for some reason, so I can't even add notes into the minutes. So I'm just copying some stuff down at the moment, and I'll drop some notes in after when it cooperates.
That's okay. I just added my action item here. Is there anything else? I didn't add notes.
So is it just jobs, or can it also be like networking, or perhaps short-term contracts, or is it any sort of work, or is the focus more stable employment, if that makes sense?
Well, one of the things that we were doing in that sheet is not create, this is a particular job that is open, because that will date very fast, and that would kind of force you to, oh, I need to keep it up to date. So basically there is a linked job board in general.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, Curtis, you work for Oracle, right? What is that?
Comcast.
Huh?
Comcast.
Comcast, sorry.
Mhm.
Comcast. I was like, oh, like you find something on Comcast and you know, like Curtis, he's there, right? So I think in general, like short-term things would be also like any type of employment, might, like if the market is bad, like of course everyone wants long-term, but like sometimes that's the best thing you can get, right? But that would not necessarily be that would be part of the careers page anyways, right?
Cool.
Or, I mean, we could add like another sheet where we say like these are like one-off opportunities. I don't know if someone wants to kind of keep it a little bit more dynamic and have like up-to-date things. But that's kind of the issue, is like how do we make it something that doesn't require a lot of maintenance, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea, just so that way it doesn't have to be that living, breathing document. It could be just a one-stop shop. If the person was interested in a role at that particular company, they can come here, check the list, and then reach out to that person to get some assistance.
Yeah, awesome.
And if there is like some opportunity that is like a one-off thing or something, I think like anyone can always kind of put like, hey, this opportunity just came up. If someone is looking for a short-term, whatever, like post it like in the Slack chat. I think like we should definitely encourage that. Or if there's like a really good position, I don't know, if someone says like, this is in my team and I would love to hire someone in this group, they know that would be more active. This is like more the low effort thing. Like you add it, you volunteer, you put it there, and then you have the reminders. But I think like if someone has like one opportunity, and they really want to kind of share that, that we should do that anyways, kind of like with a few notes, and then make it more personal, right?
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah. Awesome. So that's all from that one. We've got the next thing around, barriers and opportunities, and that, I guess, that merge forward thing might sort of fit into this part, Catherine, unless you want to push it to the end.
The what? Merge
The
forward?
merge forward, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, so basically, Merge Forward has been in the discussion for a year, I think now. Basically, what we were trying to do is create a home for all the diversity groups, because of the reasons that I just mentioned before, right? Like we have like the focus groups on like Deep Roots, Friends of Dorothy, Deaf and Hard of Hearing, everyone, and it's good to be like more focused, because people have different groups have different priorities and challenges they want to tackle, but at the same time, we want to also kind of communicate with each other, right? Kind of like learn from each other. And so, yeah, Merge Forward is now a official, what are they called? It's a new thing now. It's a technical community group. And there is a link to the page in the agenda, and basically it's part of the Cloud Native community groups. Before, they used to be only events. Now they created a new kind of category, so that technical community groups are part of it. Let me see, right now there are technical community groups. There are only a few, Cloud Native Sustainability, Tag App Delivery, and Tag Runtime. So runtimes have some tags have also a page here, and Merge Forward is one of them. And yeah, so I welcome everyone to join the community group, because if we send the thing that you can do there, if you join that group, we can send like emails and things like that as well. So that's another way of communicating if people are not necessarily checking in on Slack, but we also have a Slack channel. And yeah, I think the idea is basically learning from each other. We'll also introduce a monthly meeting where we'll want to have at least leads from each group join and anyone else who would like to join as well. And there it's kind of like, okay, what has each group been doing? What's been working? How can we, maybe there are things where we can team up. So I think that was the part that was missing for a long time, right? That we were not kind of connecting. I mean, people knew each other. Then we have like people who have like a different crossovers, or how would you say, like Destiny, who is like a person of color and deaf, right? So she's like in both groups. So we've got a little bit of that connection again, but yeah, I think there's a lot that we can learn from each other. So I'm really excited to have that home finally. So yeah, please join join the channel. One of the things that I've been working on, and it was a little bit on hold, is a mentorship program. And I saw that Will put a note that he wanted to check with me on the update. Yeah, so we will. The application wasn't really an application. People just signed up for it. And a lot of people signed up for it that would probably not really fit a mentor, or like people from very different, someone like replied to something and she was like a physician and was like, that's nice, but it's not. So people saw it on LinkedIn, so it was kind of cool. And people, oh, I want to mentor someone. And then it's like, okay, we need to be a little bit more, a little ask more questions. And so now I created a new form, which is a real application. It's like, what type of mentoring do you want to do? What is your experience? Like if you, for instance, if you want to team up with someone on a conference talk, you need experience with a conference talk. Not everyone did that. It was like, you're not a mentor. Are you a mentor or you're a mentee? Right? So
Not the enthusiasm, but yeah.
huh?
A lot of people's enthusiasm, but
yeah, I love that people. So, but it's like, yeah, so we do want to ensure that the mentees get a mentor with experience, right? So otherwise it's kind of like both kind of. And so that's been a little bit on hold because Merge Forward was going to happen. I'm also going to ask in that Merge Forward meeting, and I'm going to also ask it there. I urgently need help with the whole process, because right now it's just me. Once people start applying, like how do you look through it? I would love someone with some technical or like what's it called, like Excel expertise, because there are a way how you can kind of like look. It's like once you get like the Google form sheet, I thought it was going to be easier to kind of see when people have multiple choice, but when you have multiple choice, it's kind of tough. So anyway, so that's if any of you is interested, I'm gonna put that in the Merge Forward channel. Again, these are like are programs that are across all the diversity groups. And so basically what I love about this mentorship program is that it's very, well, first of all, we want to run it for 6 months only. Like we don't want people feel forced to, oh, now I'm stuck with this person. And it's like, because it's like with mentorship, it's like chemistry has to be there, right? Like it's like with anything, like if there's, if you don't have a feeling, if you don't have like that connection, it just doesn't work. And probably most of them won't work, but a certain percentage will work, right? So I think it's important to give mentors and mentees an out, right? So, and then, but the idea is like, okay, it's 6 months, but we do encourage you, if you like it, like just go on, and then hopefully like the goal would be for it to be like a long-term thing, right? And so you can choose if you want to do like career advice, if you want to do just team up for a talk, like a one off thing, or just review someone's talks and then like advise on the back end. And yeah, so you can pick and choose, right? And it can be like a once a month meeting or a little bit more. So yeah, I think that's kind of a nice, and it's like for underrepresented groups. The mentees is very specifically for underrepresented groups. So
Nice.
at some point maybe we can expand or something, but Merge Forward is focused on underrepresented groups, so you have to be underrepresented group for the mentee. Mentor, of course, anyone is invited to become a mentor. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And then the next step is working on the application for the mentees. That's another challenge. I haven't even thought about it, but I will have to start thinking about it because there is a channel. How do you ensure it's really people who take it seriously? Because there are a lot of people who sign me up for everything, but they're not really willing to. So it's like, how do we ensure that we can filter out those people, right? And then can like we realize like, okay, this person is serious. They're gonna put the work into it. So it's like, how? Yeah, that's always a challenge with stuff that is free and
Yeah.
one can sign up. But yeah. But yeah, that's the stuff I want to focus on moving forward now that Merge Forwards is finally. But it applies to this group as well, right? So
Love it. Cool. So the main things, just to recap real quick. So Excel, we'll find an Excel expert, hopefully. And I guess the other stuff is just sort of problem solving around mentee management and all those sorts of things. Is that right?
yeah, just like volunteers to help. I mean, it is like such a program is probably gonna be a lot of work, right? So spread the load a little bit. People who can commit for, I don't know, doesn't have to be that much, but if I don't know, some people can commit like 2 hours a week, that would be like a huge help.
Cool. I've got a bit to do with the local universities here, so I might catch up. Maybe it's yeah, there's some students already doing some similar sort of work in the space. I might be able to help out as well if that's helpful. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's very cool.
I am excited. But I also am excited and think my ideas are great, and we'll see if they work. They're great in my head, right? So,
No, I mean, as you're saying the other day, look how much Deaf and Hard of Hearing group has grown in the last, even year. So I think, I think there's some worthy credit to all that sort of stuff too. So I reckon it's exciting. And as you said, I know it's been sort of in the works and stuff for a while. Does this have anything to do with the zero to merge thing as well? Or is that completely
the
different?
what?
Zero to merge? That was another.
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, so
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
this is very cool.
yeah. And Merge. Did I mention the why it's called Merge Forward?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you can see the logo on the page, but basically it is because you have like all the different branches, right? Which basically are all the different diversity groups, but then we merge into one together. So it's kind of like, and yeah, my designer, like who works with me at my work, and she also is an LF mentor, and so she donated her time, or she contributed the logo, and I love it. I love it so much. It's
Yeah, I think it's really good. I love the way the E represents the branches going to one. It's really
yeah,
good.
yeah. It was a lot of work, and we were like all here and there and whatever, and I was like, and then but the outcome is just, it's not easy. Like, not designers and like creating a website and creating a logo are very different skills. You have people who can design very beautifully, but like a logo is a different skill. It's not the same thing, and she's really good at logos, and was like and so it just became, yeah, we finalized it yesterday, and I was like, I need it for the page. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
uh,
very cool. It's awesome. Cool.
cool.
Anything else top of mind or on people's radar around opportunities or barriers, either just with the group or in the space, worth sort of taking note of?
I did have one question. If we have any plans on being more visible, maybe meeting up at different conferences that the CNCF may sponsor.
Yeah, so KubeCon Europe and North America has had the community hub. Did you hear about that?
I did. I actually was at the last one in QCon, Salt Lake City for North America. As a matter of fact, I believe I met Destiny there. Um,
We
and
didn't
it
meet
was a good,
there. You were there? We
yeah.
did.
Uh,
Did we meet?
Surprisingly, yeah. No, I don't think we met there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, that was
Well,
my
if you're
first
going to
experience.
Atlanta,
I'm going to try. I think my team may have tickets. I'm not sure if I'll be one of the lucky ones to get them, but hopefully be able to attend.
yeah. So that is still TBD, but I asked if Merge Forward can be more involved in that planning and make it more of a collaboration versus kind of like uh I would love to have like a tiny CFP for diversity talks. So it's like all wish list stuff. I should know more because the location is already there. Um, so definitely there's going to be a Deep Roots meeting like before, but it's like before we didn't have as much say as to what we wanted to do. It was like, oh, here's an opportunity. And I feel like Merge Forward is the diversity group. So we should we should be more involved, right? And so hopefully my hope is that we can get and then plan it more and say like what do we want to do with it, right? Like and then I think the gathering is great. And I don't know how many slots there are, but I know that sometimes it was just like empty. So maybe if there's anything else we wanted to do, but that could definitely be it. But yeah, like, or were you talking more about a networking kind of like a happy hour, which is also a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think both are good. I was thinking more like the conferences because I know with a happy hour or even like a meetup, it's hard to get everybody in one place since we're all over the world. But things like big events like QCon and some of the other
Yeah.
conferences, I think you have a higher chance of getting more of us together in that one space.
Yeah, I meant a happy hour at KubeCon during KubeCon or
Oh, okay.
something like the community hub.
Yeah, that would be nice too because you may pull in people who don't specifically aren't members of our group on Slack, so they may come in just to act as like an ally or just kind of maybe learn more about diversity in these type of environments. Most of the sessions that I went to from QCon, I found them to be some of my favorites just because it was more collaborative. So normally you're just going to talks and you're listening, maybe you ask a question here and there, but this was more of a inclusive. They wanted to get ideas and hear from you or your experiences, and I just thought that was really good.
Yeah, I mean, if we do get to be more involved in the community hub, we could come up with something that's more because I think the gathering I can never make it because I'm like always I have booth duty. So it's like, but basically what it was is like just like it was just a networking thing, right? It was not like an open discussion or anything, right? The BIPOC meeting.
We had multiple sessions. I know I went to at least two or three of them, and they were really good. A lot of times, they had topics that they hit on, and then we would have discussions per table and maybe rotate around the room. I thought they were really good.
Okay. Well, so would you like to do that again or like so I'm a bit confused. So you think like can we do this again is your question or would you like to do something in addition?
I think do that again and maybe addition, maybe have a happy hour, I think would be a good idea. So that way, some people who went to some sessions maybe earlier didn't go to the later one. So that way we try to get as many people together as possible and
Mhm.
network and just build the community so we're more visible. So that way, like you may get, say, someone like Kelsey Hightower's time on the first session, but he's not in the other ones, and people may have missed his talk. Maybe if he comes to that happy hour, we can get more of people who are higher up on the chain who can maybe do some knowledge sharing sessions and help getting the community, I don't know, just spreading knowledge and just getting us more together to be more inclusive and help out as much as possible. I think a lot of people gravitate towards more things where the 80 foot action is being done versus just kind of like a hangout. So if they feel like maybe they can get something from this, even if it's just the knowledge or just some FaceTime with someone who maybe inspires them, I think that's a good initiative.
Yeah, I'm just thinking how, because it's like the challenge is like, because it's such a big conference, right? And obviously the people within the Deep Roots community there, it's a minority, right? Because it's like that's what we're but like how do you get like, so it's like, is there a way to kind of create a little bit that connection early on, right? Like, because it would be great to have something in the first day so people's like, oh yeah, you know, like and then so people can meet each other and kind of like connect during the conference, right? And pop into each other. But at the same time, the earlier it is, the less time you have to kind of communicate and make sure that people know about it, right? Because like, yeah, it's like that. Those personal connections are like key, like, right? Like a virtual is just not the same.
I agree something early on would be cool if possible. And you said if you can get around that thing around early notification. I mean, I've been to a few of them now, and I found it's especially for first timers, it's really challenging. Like if they don't have, like typically they have like peer mentor sessions and things towards the end of the conference. So they're spending the first couple of days, or whatever, sometimes like, you know, not really knowing how to sort of move around and network and, you know, make those sorts of connections. And then they get all this like great support and everything for like, you know, an isolated time towards the end, and then sort of wrap things up. So I think if there was an opportunity to, yeah, for everyone to just touch base, even if they can't spend a lot of dedicated time with one another, just to sort of go, hey, I see you, you know, we're all sort of in space, you know, there's a, you know, point them to the channel if they're not already familiar, you know, because people can come from all over the place, whether it be from like the Dan Con scholarships and all those sorts of things as well. So if there was something earlier on, we could just sort of, you know, bit of a touch point and then sort of highlight whether it be the happy hours or community hubs and everything else. So they've, you know, got a few other things to look forward to throughout the conference.
I have an idea. So if we have the DI, the hub, right, the location is there, we could see if they could do if it would be possible to get in or like, have a breakfast on the first day before the keynotes, you know. And then have like, but then I wouldn't do like just like have like tables, you know, like here's a deep root, like have like at least 3 group, like so that like otherwise like one person, like one group gets the room, and probably it's gonna be small. At the beginning, it's gonna be small, probably until people start to learn more about these things, right? And then having, yeah, just like encouraging people to come like just before the conference, right? Maybe then they walk together to the keynote and sit together, right? And then like have like a breakfast, like a meet and greet breakfast to, and then as a kickoff. And then if some of the people who are going to be there organize a happy hour, not something official, but say like, hey, this is a really cool bar, real close, and then kind of have little things and saying like, hey, we're gonna meet with a group of us, or we're going to be there at 6 if you want to join us, and so people can join, you know, like so there are like, but I think like the early is kind of important, but it's also a challenge because then how do you let people know, right? But then it's up to us to kind of in the channel, on social media, let people know that there's going to be like a break, and hopefully that's something the CNCF can also, I don't know how they communicate. There is a DEI, or there was a DEI, probably not DEI because that word, oops, shouldn't talk about this. There used to be such a breakfast. That was communicated, right? Like to people to sign up or is in the program or something. I feel like that's doable if it doesn't cost anything extra. Because you would have to put some of the Breakfast stuff that is somewhere else in that room. So I don't know if that would cost extra or if they would say like, no, that's part of the setup. Because of course, if it's like additional cost, it's always going to be hard because I know events have become increasingly more expensive and it's more challenging.
And
But
we
I like
definitely
the
can.
breakfast idea. Huh?
We could probably leverage the merge initiative as well, because you figure you have these 7 groups here, maybe some like in Destiny's instance where she's in multiple groups, you probably have other people who are in both groups or in other groups that didn't realize this other one existed. And yeah, maybe it can spur growth that way as well.
Hmm.
I think it's doable because I mean, you know, the last few KubeCons as well, they've done the Kids Day events, which is usually, you know, sometimes a day or two before the conference or just after. And I mean, that a lot of that communication has been via email, so it might not be efficient for everyone. It's just showing that, you know, it has been effective in terms of getting everyone in a place where you've had quite a bit of breathing room and an opportunity to connect, you know, ahead of the full conference. So instead, if we can just sort of agree on whatever sort of channel that was sort of putting on everyone's radar, I think could make it work. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just checking with the event team or whatever to see what options might be that's not too high cost or, you know, present some of those typical barriers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know there was a event that took place before QCon as well for, I don't want to call them rejected talks, but talks that didn't get
The rejects,
included.
yeah.
Reject,
Yeah,
reject. Yeah,
it
yeah,
was rejects. Okay,
yeah.
couldn't remember the exact
You,
name,
you can call them
but yeah.
rejected.
They proudly promote it as such.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, it's like most people get rejected from KubeCon because it's like such a high bar. So no one,
Yeah.
I don't. It's almost a badge of honor too. It's like I tried. Um, I like those ideas. I think that's hopefully by the next meeting, by next month, we'll know more about how much we can participate in the Community Hub program. But either way, I will ask about the Breakfast. Let me put another action item for me.
I think that's most of the stuff on the agenda now anyway. So I guess it is now talking about action items or anything, or any other action items or commitments or things we want to discuss so we can help out with in addition to anything we've already covered. Or any general business.
Thing that I can think of, sorry, I'm typing and talking, that doesn't work. I think I would be happy, like, if the bot would work, that would be like a huge help. I think that over time, and then, so I'm hoping that that works. And I'm really excited about the breakfast idea. Just looking what else that they have. No, I don't have anything. And looking at the previous meeting, I think we touched upon things that were kind of in flux.
Curtis, Destiny, did you guys have anything else top of mind?
No, I think that's it for me.
Cool. Awesome. Catherine, did you have any suggestions or anyone in particular want to get in touch with? You mentioned admin for Slack. Since yet, do you know the touch points for that, or can I help with anything around that?
I'll just ask people that I
Sweet.
know. Since I don't, I have no idea. Oh, I do know, like, I do know the person who is, I think she's a Slack admin.
Okay.
So I'll, and if not, she will know who it is. But I kind of doubt that they will let us do it because I feel like we have a really good a case that it's valuable, but I also feel like you open a Pandora's box, right? Like, but this group has this. I want, so it's like I would understand if they say like we can't do this because then every group is going. So it's like but we'll see. Maybe it's an easy one. And no one has heard about the future of Slack and the
I haven't
CNC.
heard anything.
Because they were about to kind of abandon it, and then it's like, and then I heard nothing. And
yeah, it was all like jumped up really quick around possibly moving to Discord and all the rest of it. And I think that rug was pulled really quick, like short time thereafter. So yeah, I haven't heard anything since either.
Because it felt like we had got an extension. That's what they said. And was like, so is it happening or is it not happening? They didn't say anything. It's like, I'm hoping we're staying on Slack.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Awesome.
Okay. Did you join Merch Forward? Did you join Merch Forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Did.
Cool. Oh, Jay, I saw you before, yeah. But also the group, the technical community group, if you can.
Cool. Will do.
Awesome.
Awesome. With that in mind, we've got 6 minutes left. So yeah, let everyone go on and continue with their days. Awesome to see everyone. Yeah, thank you all for making time. Destiny, good to see you again too, my friend. And yeah, look forward to our next one next month.
Yeah, and thanks for taking the lead, Jay.
All good.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Later. You too.